Hello, everybody. It's a nice day here on PEI, and I'm about to do a currently inked video. And oh boy, I keep telling myself I'm going to wise up and start just inking a few pens, and then somebody sends me a beautiful batch of inks that I want to try, or somebody gives me a new bottle of ink, and I'm like, hey! So here we are once again, and I think I have 23 pens inked up. Actually, is there something over here too? Oh dear. Yeah, there's another pen over here. 24. Oh wait, I think I have one in my pocket. How many pens do you need? Oh, that's not a pen. I think I have 25 pens inked up at the moment. And that is slightly ridiculous. Yeah, there's my everyday carry. The pen I don't worry about too much. The Quebeco. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, 25. Oh, gosh. Anyway, let's get started here. Yeah, so I've been actually really enjoying having this many pens inked up because I have a bunch of new samples recently. And so what I've been doing is taking several pens at a time when I'm writing in my journal, and I just do a paragraph in a different color. And that's quite nice. And first thing I'm going to go through is my Quebeco. It's just a little sport. I carry it around. It goes in a pocket that often has keys and other things. And, actually it holds up quite well. And recently I just cleaned up a cartridge that it had, and I think I put in Oxford Blue, which is a really nice ink. And at least I'm assuming that's Oxford Blue. Oxford Blue. I love Oxford Blue. It's a great ink, and that's in my Quebeco Sport. Oxford Blue is also in my Sailor Pro Gear Slim. This is a funny little pen. It has a very hard nib, fine. And when I got the samples, I put a sample in it that I thought would look nice, and it didn't look nice in this pen. So then I put Oxford Blue in it, and Oxford Blue is the only ink that I have ever found that I like in my Pro Gear Slim with an extra fine hard nib. And that's the only one that I like. And so, yeah. So I keep trying other things, hoping I'll like them, but it never works out. What else do we got? This is the little Ferris wheel press pen. Oh, and you know what? I haven't used this for a while. I actually set this aside for a while. And just to see how it behaved. And as you can see, it has dried out. So that's only after, it's probably been about 3 weeks since I've written with this pen, and it's dried out. So that, to me, was something I wanted to know. Is this pen the type of pen that if you set it aside for a while, does it dry out? And apparently it is. Anyway, that's too bad. I can't even remember what was in there. Probably a Ferris wheel press ink. So that one is dried out. So I'm going to have to work on that a little later. And that, sometimes I like to know what happens. Now, this is also another pen that I've set aside for a little while. And this is my Platinum Preppy with, I've eyedroppered it. And I haven't written with this probably as long as since the last time I've written with the Ferris wheel press carousel. And look at that. It works. And guess what? I put a shimmering ink in it. And you would think a shimmering ink, you know, I often worry about them, wondering if they're hard to clean, shimmers, the little particles. I put it in a platinum preppy, eyedropper the pen. You can even see the shimmer in the section here. You can see the metallic shimmers. This has been sitting in my desk for a while. I haven't written probably with it for a month, maybe, and it works. This is a great pen. So, yeah, Jacques Herbin, Green Emerald, Emerald de Schaefer, whatever it is. So, yeah, so there's a slip and seal little mechanism on these pens that helps keep them from drying out, and it works. For a $7 or $8 pen, that's just, I'm always impressed with this pen. It's a nice writer. This is my this is my Echo. One of my Echoes, TWSBI Echo, and it has platinum carbon black in it. And platinum carbon black is the ink I use for writing receipts and putting addresses on envelopes. And it's always in this gray TWSBI. And it's like a tool. It's a pen that I always use. It's something that always works. It's a workhorse. Another TWSBI is my TWSBI VAC 700 Iris, my 700R Iris. And I have, actually, you know what? There's what I have in it is Private Reserve Black Cherry, and I quite like this ink. It's a beautiful color. There's no shimmer. There's no shimmer to it. No sheening. No shading. It's very straightforward ink. It's very attractive. It has a nice flow. Works perfectly well with this pen, and looks really good in this pen. Private Reserve, yeah. So I like matching my pens, and the great thing about this pen, there's some lovely colors in the metal parts that have been sort of treated to make a rainbow pattern, and I enjoy trying to find a nice color that goes in it, and it's a nice writer. Doesn't post. I like my pens to post. That's the only complaint I have about this TWSBI. You know, some people swear that you should never post, but I like to post my pens. What else do we have? Oh, this is my Lambie Studio. And I can't remember what I put in it. Wait, let me look at my notes. I do have a set of notes. Lambie Studio. Oh, yes. This is one of those funny little colors that I didn't expect myself to like as much as I do. And it's Waterman Tender Purple. And actually, I've put a number of inks in this pen over the time, and I've liked many of them. But I would actually say that the Waterman ink made the pen better. It just flows better. It's never been a scratchy pen. It's never been a pen that I've had flow issues. It just seems that there's more wetness to it all of a sudden. And that's, I think, down to the Waterman ink. And I actually am not that experienced with Waterman inks, so I have been pleasantly surprised. I've heard many people swear by Waterman, and now I know what they're talking about, you know? So it's like a beautiful ink. And it's made the Studio a better pen. And I love when I come across something like that. This is one of my favorite pens right here. It's my Pilot Custom 74. And I have placed many inks in this over the years. Or actually not over the years, over the year I've had it. Custom 74. And I've loved every one of them, except for the ink that I have in it right now, which is Van Diemen's. And I think it's how can I tell you what I don't like about I'm going to have to experiment with this ink, but I don't like it in this pen. It's just not vibrant enough for me. It reminds me a bit of the Black Cherry, only a watered down version of it. And this is Black Tongue Spider Orchid. Black. That's a. Now, the Custom 74 has a soft medium, and like I say, many inks have looked really nice in this pen. Yeah, the Black Tongue Spider Orchid hasn't really wowed me, and I'm very grateful to have it, I wanted to try that, and it's interesting to see. But next, I'm going to put it in another pen eventually and see how I like it in another pen. Sometimes it all comes down to the pen, really, for whatever reason. This is my Pilot E95S. Oops. And it's beautiful. E95S, not C. And it's a beautiful little pen, and it's a Robert Oster. And it's all I have is Pen Shellac exclusive written down in my notes. Oops. I should be better prepared when I start these videos. So it's an exclusive, right? Let me just see here. What does it say? Robert Oster. I can't tell. Something's red. Anyway, there's a splotch over it, and I can't tell. I know where it is somewhere. I should go figure that out. But it's a nice ink. I like it. And I often try to match up my inks with this pen, and that works really nicely in it. This is my probably my newest pen. So it's a Mont Blanc 320. And Mont Blanc 320 was made from 1968 to 1973, give or take a little bit. It was an introductory level pen, sort of a student level pen in some ways. Came with a steel nib or a gold nib. This has a gold nib. And I have Waterman Tender Purple in it. And it looks beautiful in this pen. And once again, I was thinking the Tender Purple wasn't going to be to my taste. I was thinking it would be too hard to read, too flashy, but it looks really nice. It's a violet, purple, very pure, very attractive. I like it. And maybe I like it so much I might someday order a full bottle of that. Yeah. So anyway, that's in that pen, and this pen holds a lot of ink, so it's going to be a little while before that's written dry. And this is my Lamy All-Star Bronze. And what did I put in this? Okay. Oh yes. This has Diamine Leap of Faith. Or so my notes tell me. Apparently that's also a Phaidon Pens exclusive. Oh, and it's gone dry. Well, there's still ink in there. That's unusual. Oh, maybe it's empty. Getting close. I've been using it quite a bit. There's just a little bit of ink in there. There we go. I'm getting low. And I've actually written with that quite a bit. Interestingly, this is Rhodia. And this looks better in my notebook, my journal that I'm using, which is a endless, what do you call it? Endless dot or whatever, with a Tomoe River paper. and it looks a lot better than it does on the Rhodia, to my eye. I'll have to take a peek at that. My Lambie 2000. And what I have in there is Private Reserve, Ebony Green, and I really like this, actually, this color. It's Private Reserve. It's a very nice green. Nothing overly fancy happening. There's nothing, there's no sheen, there's no shimmer, there's no shading going on. It's just a straightforward green, and it looks beautiful. For some reason this year I've noticed that my tastes are leaning towards green. Maybe it's the fact that it's the end of end of winter. PEI end of winter could go on for another 3 months. And I'm really liking greens this year, and the Private Reserve Ebony Green looks really nice. This is my Twisby Vac Mini. And what I have in here is an ink that I'm really enjoying, and that's it's Dominant Industry. And my handwriting is terrible today. Sorry, I'm writing around a camera. So it's Dominant Industry, and it's a Wonder Pen exclusive. Wonder Pen is a really great little stationery shop in Toronto. They have a great blog. They have a great Instagram. So it's Ginger Chicken. And Ginger Chicken, what's that mean? Well, Ginger Chicken is a cat, the studio cat in Wonder Pens. So, and they call it Ginger Chicken. It's a beautiful ink. I quite like it. I'm quickly writing it down. This will be empty soon, and I'll probably put something else in here. This is my Retro 51 and this is my Retro 51. And I have an ink in here that I'm going to have to put, I'm going to put in another pen before I decide how I like it. And it's Dominant Industry Maple. And I'm not fond of it in this pen. I've actually found a few other inks lately that I quite like in this pen. But maple, you know what? I'm still puzzled by maple. Do I like maple? Do I not like maple? I don't know. I'll have to find that out. Every now and then I like it, but lately I don't know. Who knows? This is my, what do I have in this? This is my Aurora 2000, it's a vintage pen. Oh, this is Pilot. The Rashizuku Konpeki. Yeah, beautiful ink. Works. It has beautiful flow. Looks really nice in this pen. This is a nice writer. Beautiful writer, actually. It's a vintage pen. Yes, it has some wear and tear on it, but it still writes beautifully. Beautiful nib from a great period in Aurora's history. This is my Faber-Castell Loom. And I put Aurora 2000, and that's not right. It's I said Aurora 2000, Aurora 88 P. So what do I have in there? Oh, I have Roher and Klinger Margarine. I don't know what it's called. God, and my handwriting is terrible. And what's, you know, I don't know if you can see that. And I've been just saying how much I like greens. I'm not overly fond of that one. I find it just a little thin for my tastes. But that's the great thing about getting some samples from people or buying samples. You get to try things and see if you like them before you invest in a full bottle, right? That's the great thing. This is my Pilot Metro. I haven't actually been using this a lot lately. And then I inked it up and I remembered how much I like this pen. What I have it in it right now is an ink that I'm actually liking a lot, and that's California Teal by Monteverde. Now, that's a green I quite like. It's dark, bit of character to it. Not a lot's going on, but it's quite nice. And it has a nice flow with this pen. The nib on the Metropolitan is very nice, very smooth. It's a nice writer. And the green, though not exactly matching, looks good in this pen. And I like it. Oh boy, did I write? So this is my, what do I have in this? This is my Diplomat. Arrow. I can't even spell arrow. And it has Robert Oster Fire and Ice. And I can see why they called it, or they included the name ice in it. I don't see the fire. I see the ice. It has that sort of cold quality to that ink. And I actually quite like it. It's a little, I don't know, maybe I don't like it. Maybe I do actually like it. There's some nice things going on. There's some nice line variation. There's some, a bit of shading going on. No sheen. I don't see why they call it fire. Fire and ice. This here is an Italian pen. It's what they call, my gosh, my handwriting is so bad. Vispen Autovac. And what did I put in this? Diamine ink, Vent 2000. Oh, right, yeah. It has a diamine. That's from Ink Vent 2021. All the best. Now, I quite like this ink. And I think in a different pen, it'll be really attractive. This is a student pen. It's a Parker 51 clone. It's a good writer. It's probably this. I think this ink would look a lot better in a different pen, though, with a nib with a lot more personality. This is a simple. This makes a smooth line, but there's not much going on with it. The nib is hard. It's a student pen. It's for kids, but I like it. This is my Conway Stewart, and what did I put in my Conway Stewart? Waterman Tender Purple. So this is a Conway Stewart, a vintage pen. It's the Conway Stewart 106, and I put tender purple in it, and it looks completely different than it does, say, in the Mont Blanc or the Lambie Studio. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, that's what it looks like in the, so this is a very wet pen. Don't know if you can really see the difference there, but the Conway Stewart is a lot darker. The Mont Blanc is the lightest. The Lambie Studio tends to have more shading going on than the other two for some reason, which is interesting to me. This is my Schaefer snorkel. And it has Oxford blue in it. And I probably won't ever take Oxford blue out of it, mainly because this is a latex sack in here, and they're hard to clean. So anyway, this is a little student pen, Reform 1745. Reform 1745, as I say, is a student pen. It was designed to look like a pelican, because when kids like to have things that looked like very fancy things, but this was an inexpensive pen at the time, and still is in many cases. And it's a beautiful little writer, actually, for what it is. And I have Dominant Industry Dominant blue in it. Boy, is my handwriting bad. We're getting close here. We're almost done. And this here is a Geha. No, this is Reform. Sorry, this is Reform. All right. Yeah, Reform. Reform was a German manufacturer, West Germany. And usually they have a numbering system, but there's nothing on this other than the brand name right on the clip, Reform. Once again, it's a student pen, nicely made, beautiful, actually very nice writer. And I actually put the same thing in it, Dominant Industry, yeah. Dominant blue. And they look different in each pen, so very nice though. And this is a vintage Moore 94A. And what did I put in that? Oh yeah, I put Waterman Harmonious Green in it. And I quite like that. It looks really nice in there. Very similar to the California teal in many ways. And then, last but not least, and maybe least, is this little pen right here. And all these are fountain pens, and this isn't. This is a roller ball. It's made by J. Herbon. It's an interesting little pen. I don't know, I forget what the exact name of it is. It's a slip cap. I should do a video about this. Just says Herbon on the side. Pull it out. And I have Private Reserve Black Cherry in it. And the interesting thing about this little pen, it's a rollerball. it's a clear section. You can see that it has a feed that the ink goes down into the nib. We'll call it the nib, the ball part, and it takes a cartridge. So this cartridge here is a standard international cartridge, or maybe it's the small. I can't remember. And I cleaned it out and I put black cherry in it, and it works beautifully. And it's a nice little writer, actually, smooth, and a bit of ink on it there, or paint. And it's a nice little pocket pen, and it's been a while since I bought it. It's not very expensive, maybe $20. I forget. I think I got it for less. Got it at the Bookmark years ago. They also make a fountain pen version of this, but I got the rollerball because they didn't have the fountain pen version at the store. And there we go. So I have 25 inks, and hopefully the next time I do this, I won't have 25 inks. Or maybe I will. Who knows? Maybe I'll have 30. I'm not going to do 30. No, I'll never have 30 pens inked up, says I. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Me just rambling on, having a nice afternoon. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new around here, I invite you to subscribe. Please comment below what's your favorite inks. What brands do you think I should try to look at? How many pens do you normally have inked up? Do you have 25? Do you have 50? Gosh, that'd be cool. Anyway, let me know in the comments, and have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.